Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts on the Varla Pegasus and the Varla Eagle One. Who's it designed for? Like, which one should you be picking? I'm going to be covering braking, acceleration, the displays on the actual scooters themselves, folding it up, how heavy are they? You know, what are they like for carrying up and down stairs? A whole bunch of little things, but I'm going to roll it up all nicely in a little video here for you. And I'd love to hear back from you in the comments down below. Let's go. Alrighty, first up, acceleration test. This is the Eagle One. Here we go. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And next up on the acceleration test, the Varla Pegasus. So that's a pretty obvious test. The Varla Pegasus did it in this time, and the Eagle One did it in this time. The Eagle One was quite a bit faster. Makes sense too. It's twin 1,000 watts versus two 500 watt motors with the Pegasus. Next thing I want to cover off is the suspension. So the suspension is quite similar, but just a little bit smaller on the Pegasus. Let's go down and take a look. So as you can see there, the Pegasus, you can adjust the suspension at the rear. And the same thing is going to happen on the Varla Eagle One. Very similar style, but I'm gonna say, like, the Varla Eagle One is a lot more spongy, a lot more bouncy, if you like. Let me show you. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing now on the Pegasus. See, not nearly as much movement, but it works. So the Varla Pegasus has mechanical brakes. They work, they're adequate. But the Varla Eagle One has hydraulic brakes, and I gotta say, they're really smooth. Quite a bit smoother, but you know what? They both work. Next up, foldability. How easy is it to do that? Here we are with the Eagle One. There are two clamps, which you loosen off, and then you wiggle it, and you lift the collar up, and it folds down. No locking mechanism or anything like that down here, but it's about 75 pounds, not too bad. Now let's go to Pegasus. Pegasus is a little bit different style of collar. It's basically just a little simple clamp, release, and it's down, and it will lock into a little hook on the deck. The problem with me is that the deck hook has already broken off. Not particularly reliable, but it's going to be a little bit lighter. It's about 65 pounds. So again, not very, very light, but hey, you can still pick it up and carry it down the stairs if you need to. Here we are with the Pegasus, and it's a beautiful, shiny day today, but you can actually quite easily read it. Really easy to navigate between, you know, gears 1, 2, and 3, and to be able to see how far I've gone. Speedometer is really easy, and how much power I've got left in the battery. But very, very simple process. Very, very simple. One of the biggest differences between the two is that the Varla Eagle One has a key, which I like. Keeps everything nice and secure, and then you turn it on, and it has somewhat of an older style color display. It does work, but it's not nearly as easy to read. It's certainly not nearly as big as the Varla Pegasus, but you know what? It does the job. You can scroll through the different modes, and of course power it off, and the trigger is part of it right here. One little thing here, lights. Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. The Pegasus has a nice little light here. It does the job at nighttime. It's nothing massive, but the Eagle One doesn't have a light at all at the front. Just these tiny little lights on the deck. And again, they're not great, but if you're gonna get either one of them, well, certainly if you're gonna get the Varla Eagle One, you're gonna wanna get a nice big light and you're gonna mount it on the stem. Of note, single port, easy spot for the Varla Pegasus, and then the Varla Eagle One has 2 ports. So if you have 2 bricks, you can charge it twice as fast. Michael just pointed something out to me as we were pushing these things up the hill, and that is the Varla Eagle One is really smooth, really easy to steer. And so is the Varla Pegasus, but you can see I have to use both hands. It's quite a bit stiffer, which is actually kind of handy, especially if you want to wave at somebody when you ride along. This is really, really handy. Deck size. The Varla Eagle One, really no issues whatsoever. These are 13.5s, and there's plenty of room for a couple of my big feet on here. The kick plate at the back is really nice for bracing, but again, nice and sticky. Very, 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 I don't know how you say that, really, really sticky anyway for traction. Really good traction, that's what I'm trying to say. Really good traction. Over here on the Pegasus, I can't stand side by side or side by each, depending on where you're from, but you know, one foot in front of the other. Plus, it's also got that nice, solid, integrated kick plate. It's a rubber compound rather than over here on the Varla, where they've got that sort of sandpaper feel. But they both work, and they both fit my big feet. So at the end of the day, which one do you get? Like, I like them both. That's for sure. I'm tickled by both of them. They both sort of serve a purpose for me. If I'm going to, for example, a soccer game where I'm refereeing or playing, I quite often get the Varla Pegasus. And that's because, especially if I'm refereeing, I don't want to miss, you know, the kickoff. I can't be missing kickoff. So because of the solid tires, it gives me that peace of mind. It's quick enough, do about 32 kilometers an hour, no problems whatsoever. Typically I'm in gear 2 using dual motors. The Varla Eagle One, on the other hand, I put it into gear number 1 and dual motors, and it does about 32 kilometers an hour as well. And the ride on the Varla Eagle One, it's a little bit softer. That's for sure. It's a little bit more bouncy. But with the solid tires and the suspension on the Pegasus, I find it does a great job. What else? Braking. Sure, mechanical versus hydraulic. In a perfect world, you'd always have hydraulic brakes. But you know what? If you're not going to be going super fast, mechanical brakes are just fine. If you're going to be doing more off-roading, then obviously the Eagle One's going to be a better fit for you because that lovely, lovely suspension. It's got a bigger tire. It's got a 10-inch tire versus an 8, I think. I think that's right. I'll put that up here if I'm wrong. The bells, they're the same, sort of. Deck size, similar. Just a lot more power, obviously, with the Varla Eagle One. I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to your budget and what you're planning on using it for. You're going to get a little bit more range on the Varla Eagle One because it's got a bigger battery. But if you're just going out and around town and you don't really need to be going super fast and you're not going off-roading, save your money and get a Pegasus. If you got really steep hills and you're going to be doing some off-roading and you're just living by the seat of your pants type of thing, then absolutely go with the Varla Eagle One. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong. They're both solid machines. I've had the Varla Eagle One now for just over a year, and I did a full after 1,000 kilometer review. You can watch that up here. I will be doing a full review on the Varla Pegasus after 350 kilometers. I'm halfway there, so it's going to be a few more weeks before I get there. But loving them both. 2 thumbs up.